Hey comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0, and fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do that all-important comic book review so you, the fans, can make a decision what comic books to buy. And today, guys, we're talking about another new #1 from all new, all different Marvel, and that is all new, all different Avengers issue #1. Now, if you guys read the Free Comic Book Day issue, it was a phenomenal read, and the story was great. We had no idea how this team was formed, but all we knew is that Mark Waid wrote a wonderful book. Now, this book here is written again by Mark Waid, and the artwork is done by Adam Kubert. Now, at least in the first story anyway. The artwork in here by Adam Kubert, if you're familiar with his work, is pretty good. I like the artwork in here. Panelings are good. He tends to make his people with big jawbones, you know, but the facial expressions were good in this book. There's some cool pictures in there that happens with Sam Wilson and Tony Stark taking like a selfie with some Girl Scout girls that are selling cookies and whatnot. You know, the villain in the book is drawn pretty nicely as well. So there's some nice detail that goes into it. Now, when you get to the secondary story, there's this other one part too. Just to let you know, there is some spoilers in this book, so if you have not read this book yet, please read your copy and then come back and see me. But yeah, the coolest part about this book was, yeah, Tony Stark's driving a flying car and it changes into Iron Man armor. Now, that is pretty cool. Now, maybe a little bit inconsistent of what his armor is these days, but nevertheless, I thought it was pretty cool that he's like a Transformer or an Autobot. So I thought that was pretty neat. The secondary story here, which I guess you can kind of separate the two, the artwork is different artist, and the writer is done by Mark Waid, but the artwork in here was done by Mohammed Assar, and the artwork was good. And this one had to do with Nova and Carmella meeting each other for the first time, crossing paths. So it's something that you would expect from a Miss Marvel type of book when she comes across heroes that she's never seen before and how her interactions are. So now we talked a little bit about the artwork. What did I think about this actual story? And we'll recap a little bit of it. So in this book, you wind up seeing it open up in New York, 12 hours earlier before this whole thing that's going on here, which was a cool opening page with the with Miss Marvel and Nova. She's going, "You're a jerk," you know, and it's cool to see Miss Marvel actually drawn in a different way because we're so used to just her being drawn in her own individual series. So I love how the artist winds up giving her a little bit more expression here, and the colors and everything go well. The book was really cool because it's like in the beginning you get to see Sam Wilson doing his Captain America thing. Good action scene here as the shield flies through a car. He flies through the car himself and he rescues the girl, and Red Wing winds up capturing his shield, and the next thing you know is that Sam Wilson, Captain America, saves the day. They're all taking photos of him, and right away Sam Wilson kind of feels that pressure of being that Captain America, that America icon, you know, and so the funny thing is that when they're all taking pictures, he realizes that Tony is kind of in the background there, and he's like, "Dude, lend me $5 so I can pay for these cookies." And he's like, "Sorry, dude, I'm just broke." And so Tony's kind of tapped out, and what happens is you wind up seeing them fly past the old Avengers Tower or whatnot, and Tony trying to rebuild things, and then the next thing you wind up seeing is the villain here. And this is where the book drawed down for me a little bit. We wind up getting to see the Chitauri warrior called Warbringer, and I remember him from Nova, in the Nova series himself, and I found myself not caring about this villain. I thought this villain was very generic. I didn't really care about it, and then right away we're, you know, evolving the Avengers with the Chitauri from the very first issue. And so at that point I was kind of like, oh man, and then the book kind of slowed down a little bit for me after the whole opening scene. We get a scene with Miles Morales, Ultimate Spider-Man, real quick, trying to save the day from some debris that's falling on some people, and you know, you get to see some cool interactions there. You get to see the cool Iron Man armor that transforms from the car, like I said. But the villain was very lackluster, and yet you get the end of the main story. It ends very abruptly, and it's kind of like, oh, okay, that's how it ends. And it ends like with your traditional villain on top of the dead body, so stuff that we've seen many times before. What made this book better, what made this book fun and readable, is what I was really expecting throughout the entire issue, and that was the story between Kamala Khan and Nova Sam Alexander. And this felt like, you know, Mark Waid did a good job writing her, and she was very much in character. We get to see Bruno in this interaction, in this book, and her interactions with her best friend on deciding who they should draft with the Avengers and whatnot. And I thought it was cool. And then Nova and Carmela wind up crossing paths to defeat this creature that's from the Microverse. And so when they meet each other, at first she's kind of a little bit, you know, starstruck, but Sam Alexander is too. And I thought it was kind of cute because it's like two teenage kids kind of meeting each other, very awkward type of phase, and they didn't know what to do with each other, and it was pretty neat. And the end of the book was really nice too, where Sam tries to mend this relationship with her because it didn't start off at the right foot, and he kind of like reveals his identity with her, and you can see the awkwardness there, the pressureness, and the dialogue from Miss Marvel was priceless in this part of the issue. I thought it was really well done. You know, she's like babbling to herself, you know. She goes, what the hell is going on? Why is he taking off his helmet? I don't know what to do. Should I take off my mask? Am I going to take my mask? I don't know what to do. What's he expecting from me? So you see her mind is working a mile a minute, and I love those character moments. And Mark Waid did a great job with the character, and I really appreciated this part of the story more than the main part of the story. And I love these two characters interacting with each other. And basically Carmela just brushes him off at the end and says, I'm not going to see him again, thank God. And really, do we know that they eventually become partners, because yes, she is an Avenger, a backup Avenger, and he is also a backup Avenger, so they're both Avengers eventually going to be on the same team. So it looks like slowly we're going to see the gathering of these characters and the gathering of the team and how they meet up with each other and whatnot. But I just wasn't a huge fan of the villain here or the main story. And what made this book shine for me, and why I give this a 4.25 out of 5 stars, again, is the great artwork on both stories, even though they're completely different artists. And I love the humorous parts in it. The humor in the beginning of the issue and the humor and the story at the end. I thought that was really well done. And that credit goes to Mark Waid there. So overall, I give this one a 4.25 out of 5 stars. I thought it was a great read. Guys, give it a try. This one is worth it. I think I'm going to be in it for the long haul. So guys, leave me your comments below what you thought of Avengers issue number 1. And fans, until the next comic book review, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.